Hello, my name is David Goodman. I'm a transfer student from Charleston, South Carolina, and this is my new student dialogue. And well, here we go. I attended the dialogue on the religious perception of the queer community, which was very interesting. I enjoyed it. I got to hear both sides of the issue, and it was very helpful. Um, Once we got in, I thought the class was basically going to be a debate. But I learned very quickly as I walked in. We were handed a sheet describing the differences between a debate and a dialogue. A dialogue being the individual person's view on the topic, not offending other people, whereas a debate is an argument to win or lose. And with a topic such as the religious perception of the queer community, there is no right or wrong. It's what you believe, and it was awesome actually to hear other people talk about how they feel about this situation. Once we got in, my speakers, teachers, handed us a paper that we were supposed to write a circle, draw a circle, and in the circle we were supposed to rank what we feel comes first in our lives to 10, to I think 7 actually. And this was pretty cool because I wrote mine down real fast because I thought I knew, and we paired up, and with my pair, she with my pair, we talked about what comes first, and my partner was a homosexual person, and it was awesome. I was glad that I got that partner because I got to see everything from her side of the view and how she sees as it sees the religious perception on how in her lifestyle. It was awesome. And just talking to my partner, I realized that how I ranked what comes in my life can change very easily. I had to rethink some of my rankings, and it was actually really interesting. Um, I do not think my group achieved true dialogue. I think for the 2 hours, I don't think it's possible to have a really true dialogue back and forth. I guess it's possible, but with new people, a topic that you just now hear about, not just now hear about, but briefly can discuss and then talk about with people you don't know, it's kind of hard or difficult. So I do not think we achieved true dialogue. There were active voices in my group. There were really mainly only 7 or 8 of them out of a group of like 30. But I think even with that, even with the small amount of active voices, I got to see different views on the topic, and that was very helpful. Not only is that for the dialogue, not just to get a class, but just how I see things outside of the classroom. That was pretty interesting. We talked about the Westboro Baptist Church, excuse me, and how they see the queer community, and we talked a lot about that. And my personal views is that Westboro Baptist is a ridiculous group and can't believe all of that, and that's a different story. But we discussed that thoroughly, and a lot of people, when that subject came up, a lot of people voiced their opinion, as well as I did this, as well as me, and we all 3 of us agree that that is just a ridiculous organization, and no people or slash family should have to go through that. There were most reserved voices in our dialogue. A lot of people were afraid or skittish to talk, to explain themselves. I think that just goes with the awkwardness of new people. But I talked quite a lot. I feel like I have a lot to say. and I try not to offend anyone, but I my main role was a personal role, just to understand where each person can come from with knowing the limited amount of background they have. With me knowing a limited information of the background they have, it was exciting to learn. First of all, I met new friends, which is really cool, especially being a new student. But to just to hear, it was very beneficial to not just see it from my side, but also take in hand what they have to say and what they believe in. And I think this is useful to my university experience, because it's not always going to be what I think. It's not always going to be my way. I'm going to have to be able to not only accept but see the other person, be in other person's shoes, and see what they see, because I don't know everything, and to be successful in the workforce and outside of the university, everything's not going to go my way, and I'm going to have to understand and cooperate with people who have different ideas than me. And that's what going to the university is all about, is gaining that extra hand on skills and social skills like that. So I don't think for me personally, I learned more about socially being able to see things from a different perspective, different shoes. Of course I've done that in my life, but with this topic it was very, very interesting, because like I said, ranking how my social life is and just talking to my partner had me already double thinking that, and that, I think that alone was pretty outstanding. I'm glad I went to it, and I'm glad I chose Clemson University. Thank you guys, and goodbye.